All right. Whew. Let's get this year all wrapped up, shall we? I don't know how this will go exactly. I don't know if this will make any sense, but I never know if anything I do will make any sense. So let's just try it out. So today, I am going to give a one-sentence review for every book that I have read this year, the year of our Lord 2022, as it comes to an end. I have just completed my reading challenge for this year, which was 50 books, which might not sound like heaps, probably isn't heaps, but you know what? It's it's more than I did last year, so we'll just keep on building on that, that's okay. And I don't have very coherent thoughts on a good day, so I've written these all down. But of course, making them only, I've tried really hard to make them only one sentence, and maybe they're like a little bit of run-on sentences, but I've done my best to keep them as short as possible. Please don't break anything. Please don't break anything. Little cat. Okay. She literally never comes out here. Like, she never usually hangs out in this area. It's just because I'm doing something here, then she wants to do something here. Okay? Thank you for coming to say hi. Without further ado, let's get into it. I am going to go in chronological order, starting with the first book I've read this year, which was Cloud Cuckoo Land by Anthony Doerr. This is what I would call a love letter to stories throughout time, but it probably thinks that it's deeper than it actually is, though. King's Cage by Victoria Aveyard, the third book in the Red Queen series, and picks up a lot from the lull that I found in the second one. A Dowry of Blood by S.T. Gibson. Enthralling, breathtaking, beautiful, awe-inspiring work of art. The Kiss Quotient by Helen Hoang. This is a very spicy, very sexy little number for how utterly adorable it is at the exact same time. The Devil and the Dark Water by Stuart Turton. It's a murder mystery set on a ship in the year 1634, and by that you will know if you'll enjoy it or not. The Faceless Old Woman Who Secretly Lives in Your Home. Not as weird as it first sounds, but it's a really fun overall fantasy adventure. Also, I'm sorry if I keep looking down. It's because my notes are down here. I don't know how it looks. I usually never script things, and this is really stressful. The Well of Ascension, Brandon Sanderson, Mistborn, Book 2. Why do the second books always lag? Hero of Ages, Book 3 in the Mistborn series. It was a great conclusion to a rather dense fantasy series. No complaints. The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue. It is worth the hype and also worth all of the ugly crying that I did. Old Man's War by John Scalzi. A classic sci-fi that really doesn't take itself too seriously. I'm fully dropping some author names here and there. I'm very sorry. 1984. George Orwell. Everyone and everything in this book is weird and gross because fascism is weird and gross. Emergency Contact by Mary H.K. Choi. Is it Choi? I think it is. I think I'm anglicizing. Probably very touching if you're just out of high school, but I am 27 years old. No money and no prospects. I'm already a burden to my parents. And I'm scared. Animal Farm. It is 1984, but with animals. And I think I prefer Animal Crossing. Ariadne by Jennifer Saint. Read this book if you love women, but read it. Buy a box of tissues. The Word is Murder. Anthony Horowitz being the main character of his own book shouldn't be as good as it is. The Unhoneymooners by Christina Lauren. Cute, fun, summer romance, but the main character is one of those girls that doesn't realize that she's hot with big titties, so you get reminded all the time that she's hot with big titties. Pride and Prejudice. This book is proof that women are funny, actually, and have always been funny. Ibu is using her letterbox, which is appropriate for this next one because it's The Midnight Library by Matt Haig. That's not my one sentence, but it might as well be. If you've been to any kind of therapy ever in your life, you do not need to read this book. Another book that is appropriate to have the sounds of my cat using her litter box in the background is The Other Husband by Catherine Croft. This is the absolute worst murder mystery I have come across in any medium. The Cruel Prince by Holly Black. I would commit war crimes to live in this world and be a silly little fairy. I read these back. Some of these I'm reading these back, reading what I wrote, and I'm like, really? Really, Yana? Punk 57 by Penelope Douglas. This book spat in my eye and I said, thank you. Confessions by Kanae Minato. The prose in this book is not for everyone, but the story is bone-chilling and ruthless. My Sister the Serial Killer by Oyinkan Braithwaite. This book is more about women than killing, but it doesn't take itself too seriously, and it also at the same time delivers a really strong message about how women are viewed in society. The Starless Sea by Erin Morgenstern. It's a magical little fairy tale-esque love letter to books, and I recommend the audiobook if you want to feel like you're being read a bedtime story. People We Meet on Vacation by Emily Henry. Everyone who says that the main characters do not have chemistry, please form an orderly line so that I can fight you. That is a joke. I'm very weak. Please do not fight me. The Atlas 6 by Oliver Blake. Okay, imagine the most annoying, self-righteous prick that you know, times them by 6, and put them in a magical Big Brother house. That's what this book is. The Wicked King by Holly Black. Not gonna lie, I kind of forgot what happened in this one because it was overshadowed by the Queen of Nothing. Holly Black made some choices here, okay? But I'm on board with them because at least it wasn't The Book of Night by Holly Black. I think the brief for this one was to make the most boring fantasy ever. Honestly, the main character's boyfriend is a lot more interesting than the main character, and so that's a really sad day for women, honestly. In the Crypt with the Candlestick by Daisy Wade. This is a fun little murder mystery about silly rich people. It's about as cozy as a murder mystery can get. The Comeback by Lily Chu. Yes, this is basically fan fiction, but I love escapism. Electra by Jennifer Saint. Definitely much weaker than Ariadne, but I love the story, so I stuck around for it. The Great Gatsby. F. Scott Fitzgerald. What the Verity by Colleen Hoover. My first and last Coho book. Thank you very much. My Year of Rest and Relaxation by Otessa Moshfegh. I support women's rights, but I really support women's unhinged mental breakdowns. And wrongs. The Stand-In by Lily Chu. More of my personal wish fulfillment rom-com fanfic bull, but I'm living! The Accidental Alchemist by Gigi Pandian. This is an almost cottagecore kind of mystery with really detailed descriptions about foods that I'm actually not mad about. Crazy Witch? No. Crazy Rich Asians by Kevin Kwong. Skip the audiobook on this one, besties. Babel by R.F. Kuang. If I was a dictator, I would make it mandatory to read this book, and yes, I know that makes me a hypocrite, and no, I do not care. Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde by Robert Louis Stevenson. This is a really easy to read classic story, and I'm really glad I finally got around to it. Ninth House by Leigh Bardugo. I still have no idea how this world works, but I had a fantastic time there. Which Bronte sister did this one? Charlotte. Jane Eyre by Charlotte Bronte. My favorite classic of the year. Beautifully poetic, creepy in parts, but ultimately had a lovely fairy tale ending. Gun to my head, I would not have been able to tell you which one of them wrote it. I'm so sorry. Frankenstein by Mary Shelley. You don't understand. Frankenstein is the monster. I'm Glad My Mom Died by Jeanette McCurdy. Yes, it is worth the hype, okay? You can get out from under your rock. Just read it. Do it. Cursed Bunny by Bora Chang. Pain. My Killer Vacation by Tessa Bailey. The automatic glitter box is doing its thing. Probably because it knows I'm talking about this book. I will never get back the hours of my life that I spent reading about this older man keeping this girl's underwear in his pocket. The Love Hypothesis by Ali Hazelwood. I love tropes. Yum, yum, yum. Gimme, gimme, gimme. Yum, 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 yum. Conversations with Friends by Sally Rooney. Half the people in this book need to go to therapy. The other half need to go to jail. Carrie Soto is Back by Taylor Jenkins Reid. I absolutely love Carrie, but I'm still never going to watch a match of tennis. Game of tennis? Match? I'm not going to watch tennis, though. Sorry. You Feel It Just Below the Ribs by Janina Matthewson and Jeffrey Craner. Is that his name? That's a good question. Yeah, I got it right. Fantastic dystopian world. I wish we spent more time there. However, it was very engaging nonetheless. That's it. Those are all 50 books that I read this year, wrapped up in one sentence each, kind of, mostly. Please let me know if you read any of these and your thoughts, feelings, questions, concerns, all of that sort of stuff. I hope that you enjoyed this. I hope you enjoyed this kind of video, because if you did, then I'll do it more. I can do it more. These were actually really fun to write, because I just kind of went a little bit unhinged with them and was like, yeah, why not? Why not put that? Also, sorry, this chair is, I love this chair, but it likes to make weird noises sometimes. But I also like to make weird noises sometimes too, so. Case in point. Unnecessary, Yana, unnecessary. Happy New Year. Yeah, because that's coming up, or it has happened. Whichever, whenever I get this out. Love you all. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. See you very, very soon again. Mwah!